Yo, 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 what it do? Your boy Gabriel coming to you with Dragon Ball Z Season 4 review. Trying to get back in the swing of things. I just got done with Season 5 actually, so we're gonna have some fun with this one. I mean, cracking right into it, don't even waste your time with the first disc and a half. I mean, like, all that Garlic Jr. stuff, it's almost just, it really is just filler. I mean, you know, you don't get that in the manga. You don't get any of that, you know, and so it's like irrelevant in a lot of ways. Because one, they don't even make mention of it at all ever throughout the regular series, like afterwards. And so it just kind of lacks in that, what was it? Yeah, they're inconsequential, basically. And also Goku's not there, so it's not that, you know, Goku has to be there for it to be good, but it's for the fact that Goku is the strongest at the time. And, you know, you also didn't have Vegeta. And so it just didn't have that vibe to it, you know, because when Goku's there, you know, it just kind of seemed like this was like something to hold you over till the main attraction. But really, it's like, let's just get to the main attraction. Let's not waste our time with this. I don't know. And like the whole, like, Marin thing, it just, nothing really came of that. I don't know. There's a lot of fillers starting off, so it was kind of a weak start compared to like some of the other seasons. So that was one of the kind of things that kind of hurt it. But once then, you know, getting past all that bull, you know, when you get into the actual, like, thing with the Frieza coming back, that's pretty awesome. I think that's a great way to kind of segue into the next season, because then you get Frieza, who's apparently even stronger than he was before. Goku's nowhere to be found, and then he's coming, and everyone's freaking out. Vegeta's still not a Super Saiyan yet, and so it's just like that heart. It's just so intense, and you know. Yeah, let me think about this real quick. Yeah, and this just, it shows how, like, you know, wow, we had so much trouble with Frieza and on Namek. Now he's even stronger. And then he has King Cold, which I thought that was kind of cool. You got to see his dad a little bit more into the Frieza family line. So that was neat. Although it's like, I've always wondered, how strong is King Cold? I mean, naturally one would assume that King Cold is stronger than Frieza, but it's tough to see how powerful King Cold is, because Trunks just destroys both of them without much difficulty. So it's difficult to gauge exactly who's stronger. I don't know. I mean, Frieza, obviously, as cold as he is, he doesn't kill his father. He's not like some crazy, like, only the strongest truly survive that. There may be, obviously, maybe a sort of respect for his father. I don't know. I'm getting too deep into it, but that's just some of the things you may wonder about it. And that was just one of those things that added a new depth to it, to show that he just wasn't this, you know, tyrant with nothing else, whereas there was family. And if you go into, like, Cooler, which was his brother, you know, that's in the movie and stuff, but they're not really main canon. But, you know, the thing that really, I think, adds to it, because then you're like, what's going to happen? Goku's going to arrive? Boom. No, we're going to just drop this huge element that's going to create a whole change in the series by having Trunks just come in, and you're just like, what? You're not expecting it. There is nothing leading to it, and you're just like, oh, snap, who is this guy? And he's just, like, so cool. He's just, like, you know, just straight Kobe cool, and then he just messes everybody up with his sword, and it's just like, dang, that's some cool stuff. I really like that. And then he had some cool moments with the sword. Granted, the thing that was a bit of a bum deal with the sword is the fact that it was really only useful for that portion of the series, and then afterwards it pretty much becomes useless. I don't really remember when he stops using it. I mean, granted, obviously when he faces the androids, he stops using it there pretty much, but like, it seems like it just kind of fades away. But, I mean, I love it when he does, like, the burning attack, and he cuts Frieza into, like, 1,000 pieces and just burns him. I'm like, that's so epic. That's so hardcore. Probably one of the cooler moves of the series. And then, yeah, and he goes Super Saiyan, and everyone just freaks out, and you're like, oh, it's another Super Saiyan? How is this possible? And then Vegeta's all like, yeah, there's no other way that you could be a Super Saiyan. And you kind of make the connection that, well, especially once, you know, Trunks tells Goku. And then Goku arrives, and you're like, what? Look at those crazy cool outfits. You know, I like it when, I think it was Raging Blast 2, you could actually fight in that outfit for Goku, and I'm like, I like that. I wish you could fight in different outfits more often from the show. Not just like a different color of Goku's guy. I don't know ever how to pronounce that. His outfit, you know. Because there's other outfits he has, and I wish a game would incorporate more of those. So let's see. Yeah. But yeah, I'd say leading into Trunks meeting Goku, you get this whole cool little mystery. The one thing before I get too far ahead of myself, I really dig when Goku and Trunks are both Super Saiyan, and you got that cool picture, and it's like just kind of cool because Trunks is like, now we're both Super Saiyan, and he then tries to attack Goku, and Goku just does the thing with the finger. That's so hardcore. You're like, Goku is back, and he's awesome. And then he's like, yeah, androids are gonna come, and everyone's gonna die. And then Goku's like, nah, I don't think so. I don't get this. See, this is the thing that perturbs me. You know, they all go about, you know, oh, we can't use the Dragon Balls because it would take too long. How would it take too long? It takes you, like, you have a Dragon Radar. Wouldn't even take a year. I mean, they're shown in the show they can do it in a matter of, like, days or hours. Not a long period of time. Have 3 years before they're gonna come. Why not? And then Goku's like, he hasn't done anything wrong. But it's like, okay, if someone is gonna steal money from a bank, but he hasn't done it yet, does that mean you have to wait until it's something bad? Like, that's stupid logic, man. That doesn't. If I was Bulma, I would have just done it anyways and been like, you know something? Although I just won't tell you guys. Yeah, oh, 3 years come. Oh yeah, hey guys, I actually destroyed them. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Boom. Yeah, that'd be like, up yours, guys. Next time, do the smart thing. Also, I mean, what was Bulma just like, okay, I'm just not going to do it. Granted, I don't know, was she like thinking that they were going to kill her? Like, you didn't do, why did you do that? Like, honestly, it'd be like, stop it. Just stop it. Get that bull out of here. I mean, it was kind of interesting, you know, the androids come, but then it's like, it's mind-boggling. They say that so much. I swear, I wish they'd like have like a thing on YouTube, everybody's saying mind-boggling in the 4th season, you know, because then the androids come, but they're not the ones that Trunks thought. And that's the thing, because before you think, okay, there's 2 androids, because he doesn't describe them, and then you're assuming, okay, here's the androids. But then he's like, oh, Dr. Gero is like, I'm going to, you know, once he's got all beat up and everything, you know, he's going to release them. And then like Trunks is like, you know, who are these guys? And you're like, what? What's going on here, man? Something's extra fishy. Though, I mean, it's pretty cool when Vegeta goes Super Saiyan for the first time, and you're like, oh, snap. You know, I am once again the Prince of all Saiyans. I thought that was such a cool line. One of the coolest lines, because you're just like, Vegeta's a BA again. He has purpose. And he just messes up, 19, I think. Yeah, it's 19. And then, yeah, and just, it gets crazy, and that's like pretty much his reigning moment there. And then he just gets made like a chump. I mean, they all get made look like a bunch of punks by 17 and 18. They just mess them all up, and you're like, dang, these guys have been training for like 3 years and nothing. One thing that I would have liked though in the series, especially within this season, and you don't even see it much in season 5, is just the relationship between Gohan and Trunks seems like it could have been more. Because if you think about it, Gohan was Trunks' trainer. You know, it was his master. So for him, it would have been an interesting thing because he's seen his master now as a young kid. And it's kind of, I feel like it would have been one of those interesting things. It's like, hey, this guy's the guy who's cared for me, who's protected me, and now he's this kid. I feel like there'd be almost a surreal feel, kind of. You'd be like, huh. And they don't really play on that. And I feel like they could have done more, just like have a conversation or have the mental process in Trunks, because they have that in Dragon Ball Z. So you could have established that, and I feel like it would have added more depth between the two and sort of juxtaposition, as it were. But overall, it was still nice. And then, you know, that's when you're just like, everyone's freaking out. You know, I feel like Piccolo's freak out therapy sessions just go out the window. I mean, he's always like freaking out, like it seems like. So he's, you know, it seems like he's constantly trying to like keep his cool, but then something happens and he just loses it. I feel like it just goes out the window in these later seasons. But then, yeah, one of the cool cliffhangers of the series, I'd say, is definitely when, you know, they find the second time machine and you're like, what is going on here? You know, and then, because there's this whole like mystery of why things are different in this timeline than in Trunks' timeline, and it's just weird, and it's just like, it gets more unraveled in seasons 5 and 6, but even then, there's still, even when you watch all that, it's still crazy confusing. Like, if you think about it, and this dude, like the Quaman guy on YouTube, he talks about, like, this in-depth thing on how there's, like, 4 timelines, and I'm like, dude, I don't even see that. There's, like, 3 maybe, and I don't know. It's still kind of confusing, and it's just, like, comes across, time travel stuff is always tricky, because you get a lot of weird situations. Thankfully, they tried to make boundaries, restrictions, like how the fact that if somebody dies in one timeline, it doesn't necessarily affect the other timeline, but all the same, it's still interesting. And then we get another interesting character, Suspicious. So, my name is Cell. Anyway, but yeah, I'd say with the weak start, but then a solid ass, I'd give it a strong 3 out of 5. I don't want to get too critical, because with the weak start, and really, it was definitely a build-up season, kind of like how season 2 was for season 3. Season 4 really helped season 5 out a lot, and you really get to see the fruits of the labor established within the season 4 into season 5. But for that, yeah, I'd say that's about it. So stay tuned next time, kids, for the next season. It shouldn't take too long. Take my time. I'll do it when I want. Maybe next week. Who knows? Anyways, I'll see you guys later. You have a good one. Peace!